Hi, and welcome into our newest Planet Zoo franchise, ZooRx. Today we're going to start a new zoo. It's going to be called The Hills, Tennessee. We're going to locate a temperate region in the Tennessee area of the United States. Kind of go play off of the words The Hills and use some contouring and other things to make the zoo kind of fit into that mold. And pick a sculpted map here in the US, and we're going to get started. As we get going here for this franchise mode, I'm hoping to make this a multiple zoo franchise to where we get everything researched in this one, kind of play off this one, and use and go into other ones around the world, different in different biomes such as desert, tundra, things like that. As you can see from our logo here, gonna have some key animals in the zoo. Looking forward to having the red fox, some alligators, timber wolf, things like that. As we take a look around the zoo here, we're gonna add some water to this pond area just to kind of fill it and get us a look at what we're doing with that portion of the contouring that pops up on the map. A little bit of water here as well, and then we'll get started with the opening area, kind of make it a little bit more hilly, a small hills, I guess, towards the other large hills. Pick out a path type. Actually, let's first contour a little bit here. Make it so that we have a little area so we can run our main path through these hills over here. I'm going to kind of gently make some hills. Not too steep. Don't want to make it too rocky to start. I would like them to be grassy hills. Kind of like hills you would see heading towards mountains. The foothills, if you will. Continue to build this up. And throughout the map, I'll probably add more and more hills around because there are a lot of open areas on this map to start, but there are some hills too, and I'll kind of fill in the gaps and then kind of work the habitats and exhibits throughout the hills. I'm gonna add this other one here on the left side of the entryway. A little too rocky there. Need to add a little bit more to smooth that out. Make it less steep. As we spend a few $1,000s here on the opening area of the map, I don't want to spend too much money, but I do want to make it how I want it. So we're gonna keep making these hills and mounds over here. And my idea as we go on towards the opening of this park is to kind of run a path through the middle of those two hills. So when you enter the park, you basically see the two hills, and then you're going to walk over a path that goes over a little body of water, and then you're into to a main area of the park. Gradually keep adding to these hills. I'm gonna adjust the time because I don't really enjoy building at night. So kind of when we go not too late at night so that it doesn't get too dark. I mean, maybe later on we can do a little bit of dark time at night play, but I don't enjoy building during the night because you can't really see what you're doing. Alright, let's do a little smoothing here of these hills, make them so they're not so sharp, so jagged. I don't want the rocky areas, so we'll kind of smooth it out as best we can to start. Then we'll kind of go back through this area afterwards too, and if I decide to either make a habitat around them or into them, we can kind of continue to terraform them, but to start, we'll just kind of smooth them out a little bit. Alright, let's select our path. Kind of get this path starting coming out from the entryway. I think I'll continue to go out with an 8. Gotta love the pathing system in Planet Zoo. Sometimes you get these little jagged areas, so you gotta fix it. Cut into the ground a little bit, make a little body of water here. You can use the stamping tool. Kind of split these two hilly areas. Maybe I'll do like one more section that kind of goes it. Yeah, there we go. Kind of smooth this out a little bit, make it a little bit less square to start. Smooth these areas out over here. I didn't really mean to go as deep as this is, but it's fine. It'll do. It doesn't really matter at this point. I can probably adjust it a little bit once I decide if I want to put animals in the areas next to it or not. Alright, let's start to build this path over the water. I'm going to decrease the section of the incline to be a smaller area. And see if I can get it a little bit closer first. Then we'll go over the water. I think I'll try to make sure there's not railings. I'm gonna need to go and add the railings into the setting, so there's railings on the stairs and then on the elevated area. Kind of more realistic, because you would definitely have railings if you're going over a body of water. I I can't get this angle right coming over the water. Kind of take this, not quite straight, but kind of straight through the middle of the area. Kind of have to almost wiggle through it. And then we'll bring it over and then down on the other side. I'll probably have to go out into the grassy space first. And then go down. All right, let's add this water in, kind of see what it looks like. It's obviously a little too square for me right now. I'm gonna have to go around the edges here and kind of make it a little less cookie cutter. Take a little bit off each of these edges. Less uniform, less square. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's finish off here a little bit more off there. We'll add the water back in. Let's get a quick look and kind of see what it looks like when you're coming into the park. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Where you come in, you can only see the hills on each side and through the middle, the path. It'll be a nice area to add, maybe like a staff area on this side over to the right, out of the way from the guests, have less impact. And then over here, maybe at a gift shop or restaurant or something over here. We'll see what we do in the future as we go over to that area. All right, next thing we'll do, I think, is we're gonna make the staff area over to the left here, behind this hill. Put it down to 4, and then we'll do a small staff path section, and then switch back over to the other paths. I don't really enjoy the staff paths. I think they're not good looking. So if I just do a little path, then it'll stop the customers from coming through and going into the other areas they're not supposed to go to. I know you can put down the bumpers or the do not cross signs or whatever, but I feel like this looks a little bit better, and I don't have to remember that I put something down into the ground if I want to change something. So we'll make our way down along this hill or on the outside. Like I said earlier, I think to the right here, I'm going to make that into a habitat for a timber wolf or maybe even red fox. We'll see what I decide to do. Let's bring this around. Trying not to go over the top of the hills and go around so that it respects the contour of the earth for right now, so and that doesn't look awkward. Bring this around and then I'll attach that later. see, I need to add another segment of staff path here so that customers don't get through. I won't go too far over to the right. We'll maybe make it about halfway over here. I could probably... probably start on the staff facilities now. Let's kind of lay out where we want to put those. I think we'll start those over to the right. Right where that first curve is. I have all the ones I want saved. Let's see. Let's check where the power is. There we go. And then we'll start kind of angle them a little bit towards the path. Kind of make them in a straight line though. On a grid. Make sure the grid's not too close to the path so that they can stay all in a line but not bump into the path. Alright, put these 4 single ones there. I'll slide in the quarantine right there. And then we'll do the other buildings, the staff and the veterinary, or the surgery center, a little bit over to the left here. Kind of make 2. Once I finish these off, I'll just make 3 separate buildings. So we'll make one with the quarantine, and then we'll make the single buildings into one building, and then the other 2 into their own building as well. Well, I think that about wraps it up for day 1 here at the Hills, Tennessee. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the video, and comment below any suggestions. We'll catch you next time.